Good morning. This is Friday the 27th of August, and I'm doing my Glenridge Minute routine again. Yesterday I told our staff team that my job as CEO during challenging times is to put my head down, ignore criticism and or applause, and do the right thing for our organization. I also reminded them that we have always put the spotlight on them as the most important members of our Glenridge family, because without them doing a great job of taking care of our members, we wouldn't have members, and that we must do everything in our power to protect and take care of everyone in our Glenridge family. As you know, COVID is once again spreading at a high rate of positivity among the unvaccinated in our two-county area, Sarasota and Manatee. That's the bad news. The good news is that our very own Glenridge staff has the #1 highest vaccination rate of any facility in these two counties. That tells me that our staff care more about protecting one another than any other facility in our Southwest Florida area, and statewide statistics show that we're among the top 10 most vaccinated staffs in the state of Florida. In my e-letter to the staff yesterday, I reminded that their care and concern for others makes them #1 in my book, and that their care and concern for others also makes them #1 in your book. Now, regarding the upcoming COVID booster clinics, by now you've heard from Julie Irvin, our Health Services Director, that September 23rd will be our first vaccination clinic for Group 1 to receive their booster shots, and October 14th is the scheduled date for our second group, or Group 2, to receive their Pfizer booster shots. Remember which group you were in, and stay tuned for coming information from Julie with more detail about our upcoming booster clinics. More broadly speaking, there is a lot of change and uncertainty in our world, nation, state, community, and yes, even in our beloved Glenridge. The resurgence of COVID among the unvaccinated being the foremost topic of conversation. The 24/7 TV news, internet-based media, and or newspapers are very busy talking about it. And as I just said, our very own Glenridge received some positive press coverage in our local newspaper for having the highest ranking in our two counties and among all senior living and healthcare facilities. I'm pleased to report that a significant number of the very small number of our staff who remain unvaccinated are signing up to join our Protect One Another campaign in order to achieve a 100% voluntary vaccination rate among our members and staff. Now that would be something to really brag about. Let me briefly report on a number of topics relevant to our Glenridge organization. Our site work for our north side expansion is proceeding according to our plan, and we are hoping that the weather will continue to cooperate as it has for the last 2 weeks for the balance of this rainy season, so that we can complete our site work and we can begin pouring concrete home pads near the end of this year. We like the work our site construction contractor has done thus far. They've been quite ingenious in finding ways to drain our site and continue to work in spite of record rainfall during June, July, and half of August. If you've been following the site work aerial pictures Ben has been showing, you are one of the many curious members who might be getting in your car and driving by our 60-acre site on Blue Water Boulevard in the Sunrise Preserve development just north of our property. When you look at that, you can't help but marvel at the significant progress that our contractors are making. It's always dangerous to predict the future, but I predict that the big culverts and the connecting dirt road leading from our gravel parking lot next to our cooling towers to phase 1 of the north side will be in within the next several weeks. Also of interest, there is a giant mulching machine. I'm told there are less than 20 of its kind in the nation on the way to our site to grind up all those logs and stumps into mulch so that it can be scooped up and hauled off our site. Next, on progress on being able to start site work on our current campus. The Camb Wellness Center will be the first construction to begin. The county remains in control of when we can start our wellness center building. All of the plans for the building have been completed and submitted to the county for some time. We await their recommended changes, if any, and are prepared to respond quickly so that we can proceed to receiving our wellness center building permit and get started on building this beautiful and very special, unique addition for our wellness programming to move into. Won't that be an exciting time? Within the next several weeks, we will sign the guaranteed maximum price construction contract with our general contractor on that new building. Words cannot express what a huge sense of accomplishment it will be when we are fully permitted and underway building this incredible addition to our campus. I have offered to bet Tina Camberg that we'll be underway in her namesake building before Thanksgiving, but she hasn't accepted the bet thus far. The Kilted Cafe expansion, theater lobby expansion, the new art gallery, the new bocce and pickleball court plans and equipment specifications are complete. And the preliminary subcontractor construction pricing process is seriously underway. Given the uncertainty of how long the county will take to complete plan review and issue a permit allowing construction on these areas to begin, I really don't want to estimate a date to begin that phase of on-campus construction. But realistically speaking, I expect that it will be after the first of the year before we can get started there. This isn't all bad because we're seeing some construction material prices actually begin to decline. On the sales front, our life planners are doing an excellent job of selling both existing campus and our new Northside neighborhoods through the 8-month mark of 2021. Phase 1 of the new Northside is sold out, and we've already reserved 5 new home sites in Phase 2. Main campus sales are on budget, and if that pace can be sustained throughout the balance of the year, we'll actually complete 2021 at a sales level that is higher than what we budgeted. This, of course, has a very positive impact on our projected financial position. In other words, this is good news. As is the case with 100% of all organizations, the labor shortage continues to show no signs of abatement anytime soon. Our biggest challenge continues to be attracting, serving staff for our dining rooms. The first phase of our plan to fill our staff vacancies has been implemented, and we are closely monitoring its effectiveness in reducing the number of open positions. We have contingency plans in place and will implement them if necessary if our initial actions don't work. Our 2022, let me repeat that, our 2022 budget planning process is underway. As I've said previously, our goal for 2022 is to limit your monthly service fee increase to no more than 3%. I know for the last 5 years it's only been 2%. But because of the mandated increase in minimum wage, I believe we're going to have a 3% increase for 2022, and I just want to give you a heads up of that. It is our goal, not our promise. I can't promise that yet because we haven't completed our budget process. Time will tell. With the rate of inflation seemingly rising at a higher rate than has been the case over the last 5 years, I must balance the inflationary rise in our cost against the need to recruit new and retain existing staff. It will all work out. As always, the Glenridge has a tradition of success in overcoming whatever obstacles come our way. Let me close my report with what I hope is some inspiration. You've all probably heard of Zig Ziglar. He's a famous motivational speaker. He had a saying that said fear, F-E-A-R, has two meanings. Forget everything and run, F-E-A-R, or face everything and rise, F-E-A-R. My closing words are to have faith, choose faith over fear, focus on what's positive and good. Don't use your energy to worry about things over which you have no control. Don't give the bad fear. Don't let the bad fear have any part of your day. Don't dwell on the negative, discouraging thoughts, but on the positive, uplifting ones. Most of you chose the Glenridge because of its reputation for being a great place to live life to the full, to flourish, to have the abundant life. Nothing has changed. The Glenridge's best days are in the future, not in the past. I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you.